There's a certain image that comes to mind when you hear Doomsday Prepper.
To prepare for a society where a carton of milk would become prohibitively expensive, Colleen and her husband spend 6 to 8 hours a day stockpiling enough food and water to last them for years.
They are those nutcases who will go to any length to make sure they're prepared for any of life's uncertainties.
Just so you know, I tallied the milk, and we're looking at 700 gallons, but I really want that to be up to 900.
I think they've got a sale coming up on that too, so now would be a good time for that.
These days, I actually think those Doomsday Preppers were onto something. Because boy, are we ever in uncertain times. We're living in a post-pandemic, pre-apocalyptic world. The end is nigh. We're screwed. At least that's what the media keeps trying to tell us.
As we reported, the U.S. economy slowed down over the first 3 months of the year, the first time it has contracted since the pandemic brought it to a screeching halt.
Stocks are down, gas prices are high, and people are desperate for any and all possible distractions.
And on my side of the bed was human fecal matter.
People are whacked out right now. And as I revisit movies with crazy characters who warn others of the coming apocalypse, well, they don't seem so crazy anymore.
They can find you anywhere, anytime. It's in the tooth. Right, Bob? And I fooled him, old buddy.
Yo, I'm Alejandro with Hollywood Vulture. This is the good, the bad, the underrated Doomsday Preppers. Welcome to my bunker. Today we'll be taking a deep dive into movies about people who can see the coming apocalypse. With a keeper, a stinker, and a sleeper. I'm just here enjoying some pork and beans. Sure do love me some pork and beans. Okay, not really. But I bought about 20 of these cans when COVID first hit, and I'm trying to use them up. Today it's all about prepping for Doomsday.
A lot of people buy gold and silver, but I invested heavily in toilet paper because everybody needs it.
Movies with visions, prophecies, preparations, signs, and monkeys. Without further ado, let's dive right in. Director Terry Gilliam is an imaginative auteur whose films are often intellectually stimulating and visually stunning, exploring themes of human behavior and bureaucratic oppression.
I think I work hard at trying to at least offer up a different perception of the world. Anybody working in the film industry is surrounded by so many people who seem to accept a certain worldview at any one moment, at any week. And films get made by people agreeing with that.
In Brazil, Gilliam presents a dystopian future where a bored, low-level government worker seeks to escape the grip of his totalitarian employer, as well as his mundane existence. In The Fisher King, he presents a dismal present-time world filled with narcissism and instability, where a shock jock searches for redemption with the help of a homeless man who may or may not be crazy.
I need a drink. Hey, I know a fabulous place with great ambiance.
12 Monkeys merges those two worlds to great effect. The project got off the ground when Universal Studios purchased the rights to a 1962 black and white art film titled La Jetée. It's about a time travel experiment in the aftermath of nuclear war. Using this idea as inspiration, David Peoples, who counts Blade Runner among his writing credits, and his wife Janet both devised the screenplay. Gilliam loved the script. However, years before, he had clashed with Universal during the making of Brazil, leading to on-set disagreements and a heavily edited studio version being released to theaters.
Mother, I just wish you would stop interfering.
So this time around, with new people in charge, Universal offered Gilliam final cut and total control as long as he did one thing: hire box office star Bruce Willis. He complied.
That's why they chose me. I remember things.
Easy decision after his impressive turn in Pulp Fiction.
I know, unbelievable.
And a smart decision, since 12 Monkeys ended up grossing over 5 times its $29 million budget. Bruce Willis plays James Cole, a prisoner in the year 2035. He's caged in a subterranean shelter where he's tormented with vivid recurring nightmares of a deadly showdown at an airport. Outside is a desolate world. Most of humanity was wiped out by a deadly virus, leaving behind nothing but abandoned structures and wild animals. The leaders of this underworld are a mysterious group of scientists. They send Cole on a time travel mission to the past in order to help develop a cure. They want to learn how the virus formed and how it can be treated in the present time. Prevention is not possible at this point. Cole is dropped into the year 1990.
No license, no prints, no warrants, nothing.
Where his rantings and ravings are met with skepticism.
I am simply trying to gather information to help the people in the present trace the path of the virus.
He's thrown into a mental institution where he meets 2 very important people. Catherine, a psychiatrist who attempts to treat Cole's delusions, played by Madeline Stowe.
What year do you think it is?
1996.
That's the future, James.
And Jeffrey, a compulsive mental patient who's an anti-corporate environmental activist.
You know how to get out of here?
Yes, my son.
Brad Pitt, whose star was rapidly rising at the time, took a pay cut for the showy role and was rewarded with his first Oscar nomination.
Monkey business. Get it? Monkey. Monkey. Monkey.
Cole vanishes from the institution and returns from his mission without much new information.
You could have made a real contribution. Helped to reclaim the planet.
As well as reducing your sentence.
The question is, Cole, do you want another chance?
He is swiftly sent back to the past to continue his fact-finding mission, this time to 1996. It's the year when the plague first hit and devastated humanity. And no, I'm not talking about Kazam.
I am Kazam!
Cole seeks out Dr. Catherine at a lecture hall.
The man made dire prognostications about a pestilence, which he said would wipe out humanity in approximately 600 years.
And kidnaps her, believing that she can help him piece the story together.
I love the music of the 20th century.
As they journey along together, Catherine gradually comes to believe Cole's story because some of his predictions have proven to be true.
The army of the 12 monkeys. I see.
She also develops feelings for him.
I want this to be the present. I want to stay here, this time, with you.
Most likely born out of the madness of their intense situation. We come to learn that the virus may have been unleashed by an animal activist group known as the Army of the 12 Monkeys. That group is headed by none other than Jeffrey the mental patient, who happens to be the son of a renowned virologist, played by Christopher Plummer. His lab may be ground zero for the virus.
No, I don't know anything about a monkey armies, Doctor. Thank you so much for your concern.
I attended a lecture of hers once. Apocalyptic visions.
The character of Cole is brilliantly used as a surrogate for the audience.
I'm here about some monkeys. Monkeys? Monkeys, yes. 12 of them.
He's just as befuddled as we are.
I've seen that before.
No, James, you haven't.
It's funny because you've actually described about a man who comes back from the future to do something. The film actually is much more ambivalent than that, because for most of the film you don't know whether he's a man who's come back from the future or just another wacko apocalyptic nut. It's very much about perception of reality is what the film is really about.
We have 9:30 reservations for Key West.
12 Monkeys is filled with pop culture references, over-the-top performances.
For all I know, you're crazy as a loon.
Exaggerated set design, and highly stylized cinematography. Tilted shots and wide angles aplenty. All of these elements come together and bring this maddening situation to life.
This is the present. This is not the past. This is not the future. This is right now. Now leave! Got that? You can't stop me!
Anything you say, Chief, it's none of my business.
Terry Gilliam revels in the absurdity of Cole's mission.
Thank you.
There's no hope in stopping the virus, so the apocalyptic outcome is inevitable. But still, perhaps something can be learned from the past in order to improve, however slightly, the future's bleak forecast.
Maybe the human race deserves to be wiped out. It's a great idea. It's great.
Oof, talk about a mental roller coaster. Present, future, past, dream, nightmare, reality, fantasy. It's not the kind of movie you want to put in the background while you're playing Minecraft. Neither is the next entry, but in a bad way. On The Late Late Show with James Corden, Demi Moore was asked,
"What's the worst movie you've ever been in?"
It's Parasite in 3D.
Parasite in 3D.
Did you miss that one too?
I missed it.
You are about to witness the future. Be warned. It is a shocking sight. Parasite, the first futuristic monster movie in 3D.
I think she forgot about The Seventh Sign, her fantastical drama about the end of humanity.
You are the seventh seal.
It's filled with heavy-handed religious symbolism and lacks a coherent plot. At least Parasite 3D had another dimension to offer.
Yes.
The Seventh Sign opens with shots of biblical phenomena from around the world. Sounds exciting, but the montage is dull.
The village was built on the ruins of an older place. Much older place. Destroyed by the wrath of God.
Then we go to California and meet Abby. She and her lawyer husband, played by Michael Biehn, are expecting their first child.
How'd it go today?
State Supreme Court denied my appeal.
Are you kidding?
I couldn't believe it.
I thought you had such a strong appeal.
So did I. So did I.
Michael, The Seventh Sign is a kind of difficult movie to explain to people. They almost have to just take your chances and go see it.
This is a role where I'm really supporting Demi.
in the movie, and this is really Demi's movie, you know. She's really the star of the movie.
No!
To make a few extra bucks, the happy couple rent out a room to a weird guy named David, played by Jürgen Prochnow, the "hey, it's that guy" of German character actors.
Your baby's due in February. The 29th.
How'd you know that?
I saw your calendar.
Their new tenant seems normal for about 2 seconds during dinner, but then acts weird again.
Jesus Christ! Look at this! Woo! Abby, get a broom. Don't, please don't.
I wasn't going to hurt it.
The prophecies. They have begun.
Abby starts having terrible nightmares and begins to worry that David may be a danger to her unborn child.
David! David!
She soon confronts him,
You're not gonna kill my baby.
stabs him, and whoops, finds out he's the second coming of Christ. And you thought your roommates were out there. The apocalyptic signs grow stronger.
And the third angel poured his bowl into the rivers and they became blood.
Abby turns out to be the reincarnation of some woman named Seraphia. Apparently, she offered Jesus some water during his crucifixion, but was blocked by some bad dude named Cardophilus.
And after all your travels, Father Lucci, you have no doubt whatsoever regarding the signs.
No doubt at all.
Enter Father Lucci. He's investigating all the happenings and shows up directly from the Vatican to meet with Abby.
Please, I need to know everything he's told you if I'm to help.
He said if I can stop a sign, the chain will be broken. And God would grant the world a second chance.
At first, she's comforted by him, but then she realizes... ... He's the reincarnation of that bad dude Cardophilus. And he's been cursed to wander the earth until God's judgment on humanity.
Will you die for him? Will you die for him?
You're not here to help.
So basically, he wants the world to end so he can be free.
It just doesn't make any sense.
Paging through the Bible, Abby and her new buddy, who also happens to be a religious interpreter,
Then you can translate it.
Yeah, I guess so.
discover the signs that will lead to the apocalypse, including the death of a martyr, who happens to be her husband's wrongfully accused death row client. And...
Jesus.
You know what? This plot is hurting my head.
Audiences know the signs of a hit. 85% of those who saw The Seventh Sign loved it. An overwhelming majority said they'd pay to see it again. Demi Moore in The Seventh Sign, rated R.
It's the kind of film, you know, you read the script, it's got a lot of different elements to it. It's either going to work or it's not.
This doesn't say anything I can even understand.
The Seventh Sign is overstuffed with apocalyptic hooey.
Then it could be happening. I mean, the moon has turned to blood. I told you about the paper and the fish.
Taking itself way too seriously, yet still coming off as silly.
I noticed you didn't write anything under religious denomination. Do you mind if I ask why?
Because I don't have any. Is that a problem?
Oh, no. I just don't like blanks.
And clocking in at just over the normal 90 minutes,
I know something's happening.
it feels long.
It's different this time.
Not usually the sign of a great movie.
As an overall movie, it's unusual, it's unique, it's mysterious and thrilling.
I read that Ellen DeGeneres was due to make her big screen debut in The Seventh Sign, but that her scene was cut. Must have been disappointing.
Sometimes I get sad, I get mad, I get anxious, I get frustrated, I get impatient, and I am working on all of that.
Nah. In Bug, a movie I analyzed in a previous episode, Michael Shannon plays a paranoid man who believes the government is out to get him.
They drew up a plan for maintaining the status quo. It's the way things are. It's the rich get richer, the poor get poorer.
In Take Shelter, he plays a paranoid man who believes the world is out to get him.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Michael Shannon is so mesmerizing in both roles. It's hard to fathom that he's actually a normal, happy guy in real life.
I used to do musicals when I was in high school. I was in Bye Bye Birdie. I was in The Girlfriend. But I was just a dancer in The Girlfriend. I didn't have any lines.
He plays Curtis, a construction worker in small-town Ohio.
You got a good life, Curtis. I'm serious. I think that's the best compliment you can give a man. Take a look at his life and say, that's good.
Anxiety cripples him.
Where you going? Curtis, where you going?
As do apocalyptic visions of acid rain, black birds, and evil doppelgangers.
I had a dream that my dog attacked me, and it took all day for the pain in my arm to go away.
Curtis?
His wife Samantha is played by Jessica Chastain. In the same year, she broke through with The Help and The Tree of Life.
We need to send in the deposit for the beach condo.
Just write the check, baby.
Okay, bye.
Samantha worries about him as his behavior becomes more and more erratic.
You look really sick, honey.
I'm all right. It's just a cold or something.
His best friend and co-worker shares that worry.
You all right, man?
What do you mean?
I just don't want to see you fuck up.
Curtis channels his nervous energy into building a storm shelter, and it becomes his obsession.
I'm thinking about cleaning up that storm shelter out back.
Not only does he play hooky from work, but he also borrows equipment without asking and takes out a home improvement loan for the project.
I've got to tell you, Curtis, banks aren't loaning money the way they used to. We've got your loan today, but the interest rates are variable. You have to tie it to your house.
It's fine.
Samantha is furious when she learns about the shelter.
I don't understand half the stuff you've been doing lately. I don't understand you putting Red out back. I don't understand you staying up all night in that stupid tornado shelter.
His boss doesn't take kindly to it either.
I've been fired.
What about the health insurance?
You get 2 more weeks. Sorry. Curtis, he has a family that he loves, and he wants to protect his family, and he's just trying to figure out whether he needs to protect them from himself or from the world. And he's going back and forth the whole film trying to figure out what the reality of the situation is. Mom?
Yes?
I need to ask you something. Did you ever have any dreams? Like bad dreams?
I thought people were watching me and listening to me.
I'm sorry. It's fine.
Curtis's visions become more lucid and threatening. Leading to increased isolation and strained relationships.
It's not just a dream.
For instance, he dreams that his best friend violently attacks him, and as a result, he cuts ties with him in reality.
You cut me loose. Everything we've been through.
I know, I'm sorry.
Ain't fucking sorry.
All right.
Ain't fucking sorry.
It's really about the relationships. That's what creates the drama, you know?
You flinched when I touched your hand this morning.
I'm sorry.
I was in one of your dreams.
Yeah.
If Curtis lived by himself in an apartment complex somewhere,
right,
there wouldn't be a story. You know, what's compelling about it and what raises the stakes is that he wants so desperately to take care of his family.
Tensions reach fever pitch at a party attended by members of their close-knit community.
We're fucking friends. That's how you treat friends.
As chaos ensues, Curtis takes the opportunity to warn them about a coming storm.
There is a storm coming! Like nothing you have ever seen! And not a one of you is prepared for it!
I was standing in my backyard and I was struck by this image of a guy standing over an open storm shelter. That was the first thought I had for this whole thing. I was like, what's he doing? Is he coming in? Is he going in? Is he coming out? Is there somebody else down there? And then, there were just these general feelings of anxiety and worry and trouble that felt like it was a subject worth making a movie about.
I thought it was about one man's struggle against mental illness.
You're right. Well, that too.
I thought it was about marriage and family.
Look, these are complex, independent films.
I thought it was about the apocalypse.
They deal with a lot, guys.
Well, I know that times are hard, but I think it's really important for you to separate yourself from that storm shelter.
Take shelter stays purposefully ambiguous. Is there a storm coming?
Okay.
Is he prophetic or just plain nuts?
I'm sorry.
The only sure thing is that when the shit actually does hit the fan, Curtis will be there. And he'll have plenty of extra toilet paper. I'm thrilled to report that I too have been able to add to my TP stash. I'm up to about a month's worth. It's like a currency now. Although, let's get real. In the event of actual doomsday, I'll probably just go in my pants. Okay, on that note, thanks for watching. This has been The Good, the Bad, the Underrated. I'm Alejandro. Fade out.
Maybe the human race deserves to be wiped out.
We found out today that the cops got run out of town.
What does that mean?
It means that we should talk about ways to secure the house.
Ooh, I can build a security system.
We should also talk about rationing.
Yawn. Come on, you guys. This is the first time we've all been together in, what, like 8 years?
I propose we table all serious apocalypse talk until tomorrow.
I'm gonna give you a shopping list and some money.
We'll need just enough things to get us through the next year or two, and you'll find most of these items at what used to be called a grocery store or a hardware store. Write that down. I don't know how far you'll have to travel to find supplies, son, but if you can't get home by nightfall, I want you to look for something called a Holiday Inn. It's a hotel. Write that down.
You're ready, aren't you? I get it. I can see it.
You can see.
I knew it the minute I saw you. You know, the way you were looking. Smart shopping, strategic. I get it.
Well, I was just getting some things.
This is all going down. You like coffee?
How long do we have to wait until it's safe?
Depends on proximity to the closest blast, 1 year, maybe 2. Luckily, I prepared for this.
I don't think you have any idea what you're doing to them.
I'm saving their lives. That's what I'm doing.
You sound so ridiculous.
Is knowing how to set a broken bone or how to treat a severe burn ridiculous? Knowing how to navigate by the stars in total darkness, that's ridiculous?
Oh, Mr. Pharmacist.
Hey! Come here.
Hey, guy, stop him! Oh, hey, hey, hey!
Surely you can spare something. There's more than enough.
That's what they all thought.